on digital and online.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
I'm now in my early 20s, but started probably in my mid-teens. And over that time has become more and more hardcore, I suppose. But these days it's quite mainstream pornography. And now I don't go a day without viewing a fair amount of it. And I find it's affected my life quite significantly.
In what way?
I don't feel really able to have a relationship with women I know now because of the nature of the pornography that I seek out. Well, it sort of sought me out, really, because I stumbled across it rather than me looking for it. It's quite violent and degrading and things. And that's the kind of thing that now, to me, sexually is what arouses me, I suppose. And that's not the kind of thing I really want to do to someone, if you see what I mean.
Yes. So it's become the norm for you, even though it's violent.
Yeah, because normal, even what would be considered to some quite explicit, wouldn't really do much for me, if you see what I mean, because normal sexual encounters just seem so tame, and it's not the kind. If I was to be in a relationship, normal sex, as it were, wouldn't do anything for me.
How do you know?
Because I've tried.
Right.
Over time, I've noticed the change in me over the last few years, and it's really been quite destructive to me. And it's in my head when I go. I've left university and I have a job and things, but it's in my head throughout the day, and I keep getting flashbacks to various scenes. I know I'm not saying everyone will become like this, but I think it's more widespread. It's quite shocking how easy it is to see the kind of footage that I'm thinking of. I never looked for it. It just it started popping up, and you click on link after link, and then it gets harsher and harsher, and then that's the kind of thing that becomes normal for you.
And why can't you stop yourself looking at it?
I don't know, because every time after I have done, I feel quite ashamed and tell myself that I won't look at it again. But it's always there and comes back into my mind, and then I think, well, what's the harm? It's the kind of thing that I like looking at. And I can't express enough how it really has been quite damaging to me. And I want to stop watching it, that's the thing, but yet every day I do, so.
Yes. What are you going to do, Matt?
I don't really know, because it's become part of my routine, I suppose. And yet it's quite odd, because to most people I probably seem quite normal in my general life, and no one I know would I tell that I watch this kind of thing. But then for all I know, they're doing the same, I suppose. Yeah.
Do you want to stop watching it?
Yeah, I think I do, because it's coming at the expense of a normal life and a loving relationship and that kind of thing, which I do want, but I feel quite unable to have now. Yeah. And it's quite sad to be in my early 20s and feel like that, in a sense. It seems like something most people would probably say, well, why don't you just stop? You can stop going on these sites and things. But when you know where they are, it's not even a case of having them in favourites or whatever. Sure.
I mean, that would be as useless as saying to an alcoholic, why don't you just not drink?
Some people might not believe it, but I've never actually looked for harsher material. It's just sort of been there. And it's just become normal, I suppose. And I just wanted to say how easy it is as well for anyone to get into this kind of thing, because I just started as a normal teenager. I didn't even seek out pornography in the first place on the internet. Probably someone at school linked me to something. And from there it's just been, it's taken over, sort of thing.